It's not often that I deviate from brown eyeshadow, but these might make me reconsider. It's been a while since I've uploaded and I wanted to jump in with a quick one on the new Merit Solo Shadow Sheens. That's quite a tongue twister. The new formula comes in 6 shades and I was sent 3 by the brand to try: Iris, Glacé and Matchbook. So they are the shimmery sister to the original Solo Shadow, which is matte. I'll show you how they all look, some swatches, and compare them to the original formula in case you're curious about how they differ. So the sheens, like the OG matte, are a cream to powder formula. It gives a soft, luminous finish, and they give more of a gentle metallic sheen rather than a full shimmer. So they come in the same tub format as the original, but there are a few differences. So they have a silver lid, and the lid doesn't need to click shut like it does on the OGs. It just twists like a normal tub. Transparent packaging, so you can actually see the colour inside. So in case you didn't know, this is the OG, and the matte has a gold lid, black packaging, and that click closure, which I know some people have found annoying, and I have forgotten quite a few times to shut this properly. But it's nice to see Merit listening to feedback and adjusting the packaging accordingly. So let's get into my favourite part, the swatches. I've got 3 shades. I'm going to start with Iris. Iris is a soft plum and really wearable for every day. It's not a colour I would usually go for because it's very cool toned, but it's so sheer that it's really easy to make look pretty. I really like it a lot more than I thought I would, and it has a very 90s feel to it. Next we have Glacé, and that's described as a soft rose. Again, very, very pretty, but I probably wouldn't wear this as a solo shadow. This to me just needs a little bit more depth. This to me is like a topper, something to put in the inner corner. I would want it to be deeper to wear it alone. And then lastly we have Matchbook, which is a soft burgundy. It definitely gives the warmth and depth that I was wanting from Glacé. Again, kind of cool toned, but I like how this one looks on. So when it comes to application, they are very easy to apply. You can just use your fingers or you can use a brush. So in the clips, I've used the number 2 brush because they sent it with the shadows. I love how small this end is because it's very easy to then apply it just a small amount, buff out, and you're done. I don't generally like double-ended brushes, but it does have a smaller tip. This tip is great for the inner corner or putting some on the bottom lid. Of course you can use any brush, and I do wish it was just a little bit longer, but this is great for travel. Formula wise, they do feel softer and smoother to me than the matte Solo Shadows. The payoff is definitely more sheer, but you can build them up a little and they do just blend in seconds. In general, the 3 aren't shades I would pick for myself. I usually like warmer tones, golds, browns. Looking at their other shades, I'd probably like Sartorial, which is a bronze, Surrealism, which is a gold, and they also have a silver called Palladium, which looks really pretty, even though that is, again, cool toned. In general, the shades definitely have more of like a 90s vibe to me, and they're very pretty, very wearable, and looking at their swatches, they do seem to suit quite a multitude of skin tones. Something I will rate Merit for is that they're really good at actually showing real swatches on lots of different skin tones. If we do a quick comparison of the sheens to the original matte Solo Shadows. So I have Brune in the matte shades, and it's such a gorgeous deep brown, and this thing is pigmented. I barely have to use any of this product. I am just wearing the tiniest amount of Brune today. It is one of my favorites because it's so easy to use. I tapped the smallest amounts onto my eyes because I didn't want it to be too deep. So you can probably see the differences straight away in finish and texture. The matte is drier, it takes a little bit more blending, even though it's not that much. Whereas the sheen just melts into the skin straight away. I definitely feel like I have to use a lighter hand with the mattes, at least with this shade. I can't speak for the other shades because I don't have them, but this one, I just have to tap onto my eyes and I've got enough products. I barely need to use any of this, so I haven't really used much of it since I've had it. I only need a dot to see this very clearly on my eyes. Whereas with the sheens, they're definitely more sheer. You still get a pretty wash of colour, but not nearly the same intensity as the matte shade that I have. So I really like both formulas, but I'd say the sheen in general is the easiest to work with out of both, even though they are both very easy to use. And I do feel like with the sheens, it looks like you've put in a little bit more effort. I think it's the shimmer, that metallic-y element, just feels like you've done more with your eyes than you have. But I will say with both formulas, they both set down really well and just last on the lids. They actually stay there all day. So my final thoughts on these, if you love minimal makeup and low effort, these are absolutely perfect. You can just swipe them on and go. They do take seconds. And the shimmer is really subtle. The name Sheen really aptly describes these because There is no like heavy glitter or sparkliness. And the formula feels really lightweight, it's comfortable. And I like that even though there are these differences in the formula between these and the matte, they still are long wearing and they don't move after you've applied them. I haven't had these that long, but I'm actually excited to wear eyeshadow more. I think these are the products that are gonna make me actually experiment with eyeshadow just because they are so easy. I'll keep you posted on how I get on, but first impressions are good. Let me know which shade of the three are your favorite. I think I'm leaning towards Matchbook. Definitely a one and done eyeshadow is my ideal. If you have any that you've tried that you've loved, let me know. And if you've tried either of the formulas, let me know how you felt. Did you prefer the Sheen to the OG? Thanks for watching if you made it this far, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.